I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
Hello, boxing fans. Welcome to Boxing to the World. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. Yes, so the rematch we've all been waiting for. That's Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol, which goes down on Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. So two elite fighters who have one massive showdown for the light heavyweight supremacy. But who has the edge this time around? Can Bivol technical brilliance outsmart Artur Beterbiev's raw power, or will the knockout machine prove unstoppable once again? Well, stick around because I'm going to break down every key factor, what went down in their first fight, the adjustment both fighters need to make, and of course, my final prediction for this epic clash will play out. Let's go into it. So before I dive into the rematch, let's revisit how the first fight unfolded. When these two boxers collided, it was a classic clash of styles. Bivol, the technical master, versus Artur Beterbiev, the relentless power puncher. In the early rounds, as we all saw, Bivol controlled the distance beautifully using his jab to keep Beterbiev at bay. But as the fight moved on, Beterbiev's pressure became harder to contain. He started closing the gap, landing heavy shots, and putting off the ring effectively. Ultimately, the fight ended with Beterbiev winning the fight. The judges called the fight. It was a split decision, and well, even though the fans didn't agree with the scoreline, it was what it was, and Artur Beterbiev won that fight. So now, looking at Artur Beterbiev, the knockout machine, let's start with Artur Beterbiev. This guy is an absolute force, undefeated, 100% knockout ratio, except for the first fight that he had with Bivol, where he couldn't knock out Bivol. Aside from that, all his fights have been knockouts. So I can say he has about 99% knockout ratio. A champion who stops everyone who step in the ring with him except for Bivol. So his fighting style is to pursue and pressure. He walks his opponent down, cut off the ring like a seasoned predator, and he has the kind of punching power that ends a fight with a single shot. So those are his strengths: relentlessness, pressure, devastating power, and underrated boxing IQ. This guy really has a good boxing IQ. But no fighter is perfect. Artur Beterbiev has shown vulnerabilities with faster, more technical opponents. His footwork can be a bit slow, and at age of 39 and going into 2025, meaning he's going to be 40 years, age might be a playing factor in all this. Now, what are the strengths of Bivol? Bivol, I can say, is the technical mastermind. On his side, we have Dmitry Bivol, who is undefeated until his first fight with Artur Beterbiev. He is technically very brilliant and arguably one of the most disciplined fighters in the sport today. Even though we can say Usyk in the heavyweights is very disciplined, but Bivol's discipline is also very unmatched. And his style, pure boxing mastery. He uses his distance control, the lateral movements, and pinpoint jab to keep opponents guessing what his next move was going to be. His defense is tight. He has a very good and exceptional boxing IQ, and his stamina is top notch. However, Bivol's biggest criticism has been his lack of knockout power. That's not to say he doesn't have knockout on his record. He has a fairly good knockout record as well. While he can outbox almost everyone, he doesn't carry the same fight-ending threat as Artur Beterbiev did, or as Artur Beterbiev have. So against any relentless puncher like Artur Beterbiev, the question is, can he keep him off for 12 rounds? As we all saw in the last fight, when in the championship rounds, he kept on deteriorating. He didn't carry the same speed as he carried when he started the first round. So we saw that in their first fight. So what could be the adjustment for rematch for both of these guys? So For example, for Artur Beterbiev, I think for him to win the rematch again, then he needs to do key three things. First of all, is to cut the ring more effectively than he did in the first fight. Chasing Bivol won't work. He needs to cut the angles and trap him. That's the only way he can get him because Bivol is very elusive. And secondly, he needs to focus on his body shots early on in the fight so as to slow down Bivol's legs. And so it makes it easier for him to launch his powerful punches later in the fight. And then thirdly, he needs to tighten his defense. He allowed Bivol to kind of control when to engage and all that. So it made it difficult for him to kind of absorb jabs from Bivol. So he needs to move his head more and close the distance carefully. Now, on the part of Bivol, what are the adjustments that I think Bivol needs to make in this fight in order to flip the odds or to win this rematch? First of all, he needs to stick to his game plan, hit and move, his footwork and jab are his best weapons or his biggest weapons. So he needs to stick to his game plan. And secondly, too, I think he needs to increase his punch volume, especially during the championship rounds. He doesn't need to close his eyes and relax thinking that he has won the fight. No, he needs to take the fight to Artur Beterbiev. Single jabs won't work. It won't keep Beterbiev from coming. He needs to put all the combinations together to keep Artur Beterbiev at range. Now, what will be the third option? The third option is to manage the clinches. He needs to clinch smartly. If Artur Beterbiev gets too closer, Bivol needs to tie him up, frustrate him, and then reset. So these are the adjustments that I think both fighters need to do if they need to win this fight. Now, key to victory, who has the edge to win this fight? Beterbiev path to victory, I think for him to win, he needs to press forward and apply constant pressure, attack the body to drain Bivol's movement, and land big shots early on. And often, one punch combination or one punch cannot change anything with him. Now, what is the path to victory for Bivol? I think for Bivol to win, he must control the distance and avoid exchanges. Stay mobile, as I pointed earlier, and then try to frustrate Beterbiev by making him miss and counter effectively. Now, my prediction for this fight and my final thought. How do I see this rematch playing out? Both men are undefeated until their first bouts. Both are elite, as we all know, but they fight completely different. Beterbiev is powerful, his power is very undeniable. If he gets inside and lands, it's lights out. But Bivol's technical ability and discipline can't be ignored. If Bivol can stay on his bike, use his jab, avoid getting caught, I can see him winning by point decision. But if Beterbiev manages to close the gap and land, it's hard to see Bivol surviving the 12 rounds. So here's my prediction. I think for this fight, Bivol is going to win by decision or Beterbiev will win by KO or by technical knockout. Why do I say Beterbiev will win by knockout, even though he won on points in their first fight? This is because probably Bivol is going to think that because he didn't apply much pressure the other time, he needs to apply pressure now, and that will make him a bit vulnerable to big power punches from Beterbiev. So I am leaning towards Beterbiev to win this by knockout, but not to also dismiss the fact that Bivol is a very technical fighter, and this could also go his way. But hey, this is boxing, and one punch can change everything, and that's what makes this fight so special. But now, I want to hear from you. Who do you think takes the win for the February 22nd fight? Would Beterbiev keep his knockout streak, or will Bivol technical mastery prevail? Drop your predictions in the comment below. If you have enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more content and more fight analysis and post-fight coverage. I'll be back with full reaction video after the fight. So stay tuned and remember to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.